Hello and welcome to the course. My name is Lawrence and I'm going to be your instructor for this course. And I'm so excited to have the opportunity to present this course to you today, where we're going to be walking you through all the fundamental core concepts of web development. First of all, we're going to take you through how the internet works. Essentially, HTML, hypertext markup language, they're instructions for how the website should be rendered out. The browser comes along, renders out the web page accordingly. CSS allows us to apply some styling and adjust the look and feel of the website. And JavaScript gives us the ability to create dynamic and interactive content. We're also able to manipulate the document object model, the DOM, using JavaScript. And all of this is going to be coming up in the upcoming lessons. We also need a few resources in order to write our code. So one of them is we need an editor, and the other thing is we need a browser. And more than likely, you already have these available on your computer right now. So the editor that we're going to be using within the course, it's called Brackets. It's available at Brackets.io. The nice thing about it is it's free, it's open source, it's an Adobe product, and we're going to be using it within the course. Now, you don't have to use Brackets. You can use any other editor that you want, but if you do want to follow along exactly with what we're doing in the upcoming lessons, we are going to be using Brackets. And Brackets is really nice as well. It gives you code hints, and there's some other really nice options available within it. The other thing that we need in order to render out our code is a browser. And more than likely, you're probably already watching this video using a browser, so you already have a browser installed. The browser that we're going to be using in the upcoming lessons is going to be Chrome, and Chrome does have what's known as the dev tools, the developer tools. We're going to take a look at those in the upcoming lesson as well in a little bit more detail. So this course is going to be covering all the fundamental core concepts of HTML. We're going to be running through everything you need to know about HTML, including the basic syntax, how HTML is used to structure web pages. You can also explore the new HTML5, the different elements, how you can build your own HTML template, working with tables, forms, iframes, and a whole lot more. This course is also packed full of exercises, and it is advised that you do try out the code, check it out for yourself, get comfortable with it and familiar with it, and writing HTML. Within the CSS section of the course, that's the Cascading Style Sheet section, we are going to be covering how to make selection of elements, including classes, IDs, how we can update colors, background colors, the color of the fonts, update different font styles, properties, adjusting how it gets displayed, and then also working with lists, tables, how we can adjust the styling and the presentation of all of these elements within your HTML. Also floats, and of course the box model, how we can add padding, margins, borders to the different elements and present them in a whole bunch of different ways just by simply applying styling to them. The styling section as well has a lot of different exercises to really challenge what you're learning and to really get you going and started with working with CSS. So all of this and a whole lot more is included within this section. And then last but not least, of course, is JavaScript. So this is where we make things come to life. We cover the core fundamentals of JavaScript, all of the different things that you need to know in order to get started with JavaScript, including variables, how you can create arrays, different array methods, objects, loops, conditional statements, functions, and a whole lot more. And there's also a lot of source code included within this section, so you can get really comfortable and familiar with working with JavaScript. And extending on JavaScript and that JavaScript section, the next section is going to be about the document object model. And this is where we use JavaScript in order to interact with the HTML elements and make them come to life. We can create interactions and create brand new elements, manipulate, update elements that are currently existing on the page. So there's a lot that we can do. And this is where the course gets really exciting because there's so many amazing things you can do with JavaScript when you connect it to the DOM. And then Ajax and JSON. This is a section where we're going to be showing you how you can connect to various web endpoints and retrieve back data from those endpoints, use that within your web applications. So bringing it into your JavaScript code, so no page refresh, importing data, and then making use of that data within your web page, outputting that content to create some really nice effects with that content. And of course, jQuery. jQuery is the most popular JavaScript library out there, and it provides a lot of amazing functionality that you can apply within your web pages, and you can do this really easily. So now that we have covered all of JavaScript, we're going to show you how you can apply jQuery to do things a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, and a little bit easier. This course is also loaded with examples and source code, and I do encourage you to download source code, try it out for yourself. In the next lesson, I'm going to show you more about how to use this course and how to get started. We're also going to be highlighting different tools and resources that are available online that you can use. So everything you need to get started creating your own websites is included within this course. So I am going to be using brackets. This is the editor that I'm going to be using within the lessons of the course. And the way that I structure it is I have brackets opened here on the left-hand side with the source code, and on the right-hand side, I navigate to where the file is located on my computer and open it up in my browser. And for instance, I've got index.html, and I've got the same website open over here on the right-hand side. So if I make any changes and if I refresh it, the changes get shown within the browser on the right-hand side. The other resource that I'm using, of course, is a browser. So this is the browser that I'm using, and it's Chrome. Chrome comes with developer tools. Now, there's a lot of really nice features with developer tools. The one that I'm going to be making use of in the upcoming lessons is when you go to More Tools and you hit Developer Tools. So this is available in each and every version of Chrome, and basically it gives you more information. It allows you to inspect the various elements, and you can see the HTML code. You can also get information about the CSS and the styling, so what's available within the particular elements. And don't worry, I am going to be covering all of HTML, CSS, and of course JavaScript in the upcoming lessons. So this was just to illustrate and to get you started on my developer environment. Some of the resources that we're going to be making use of, so there's Mozilla Developer Network. So this is a great resource to get references for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. There's a lot of great information. It has all of the different tags and elements and details, how to use them, and how you can output them within your HTML code. So this is the title. It gives you an example of title. So it's a really great resource to have, and we are going to be making use of it in the upcoming lessons for all the different lessons of the course. Another really good resource, and if you don't want to open up your editor, or if you don't have time to open up your editor and you're online and you want to just write some HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and practice it, you can go over to CodePen.io, and this gives you a place to write JavaScript. It gives you a place to write CSS, and it gives you a place to write HTML. So this is another really good resource that's online. You can change the view. You can display it at the top, on the left, on the right, whatever your preference is. So these are the main resources that we are making use of within the course. We are going to be providing a lot of resources within the lessons of the course. Now, there are a lot of lessons in this course, and if you go over to the course, you can go to all resources where you can get a full listing of all the resources. All of the sections will start with a section source code area where you can download all of the source code that we're going to be using within the upcoming lessons, as well as a PDF outline of the lesson plan and the content that's going to be covered in the lessons. And then various lessons as well have source code that you can take and you can copy that out and make use of it within your own editor and try it out for yourself. I've tried to make it really easy and include it as much as possible within the lessons so you can simply grab it and use it as needed. There's also a Q&A section for each and every lesson. So if you do have more questions, you can search for a question or you can ask a new question, and I'm always happy to help answer any questions, provide clarification, and also update course content. And this is a resource that I do use very often when I am looking at the courses and updating new content. So this is the place to communicate with me, communicate with the other students to discuss various lessons and content contained within those lessons. So next lesson, we're going to be diving into the HTML section. And of course, you can also go through the lessons if you are familiar with some of the different sections and some of the different lessons. You can skip through those lessons and skip through to content that you're more interested in. The way that Udemy works is if you check off the lesson and if you check off all of your lesson plans, then you get the certificate at the end. You can take exercises over and over again and really get familiar with the content that's being covered within these lessons. Thanks again for taking the course, and let's get coding.